has. To find where the genes are located, we have to zoom into the microscopic interior of a simple cell. The genes are stored deep in the nucleus of cells on structures called chromosomes. A chromosome itself is made up of a large molecule called DNA. DNA is a whole subject in itself, so for now we are going to concentrate on what a chromosome does. Remember, to find the genes, we have to zoom into the nucleus of a cell, find a chromosome, and the genes are in the chromosomes, kind of like pages in a book. A complete chromosome set includes 2 copies of each gene. 1 copy comes from the mother, and 1 copy comes from the father. The genes are represented by the yellow stripes on this imaginary dragon chromosome. Real chromosomes are sort of shaped like an X, like our imaginary dragon chromosomes. I will show you a diagram now. Use the diagram to answer the question. You can go back and forth between the diagram and the question as often as you like. This diagram shows that 2 are correct. A. Chromosomes are made up of long coils of DNA. B. Chromosomes are located outside the cell nucleus. C. A nucleus is a region within a cell that contains chromosomes. Or D. Chromosomes are much larger than cells. That's right. Chromosomes are made of DNA. This diagram shows that 2 are correct. A. Chromosomes are made up of long coils of DNA. B. Chromosomes are located outside the cell nucleus. C. A nucleus is a region within a cell that contains chromosomes. Or D. Chromosomes are much larger than cells. That's right. The chromosomes are found in the nucleus. Look at this multicolored corn. The colors are controlled by genes. We see different colors because the color genes have different forms that can show up. Different forms of a gene are called alleles. The color alleles in this corn are complex. So let's go back to our dragons for an easier model to understand. We usually describe alleles with a letter. For example, we use the letter H to describe the allele that gives our dragon horns. Many common genes have 2 different alleles, which we represent with upper and lowercase letters. The gene that gives our dragon horns has 2 alleles we call capital H and small h. Now it gets interesting. For each gene, 1 allele comes from the mother and 1 from the father. That means the dragon can have 4 combinations of alleles for the horn gene. Why don't you investigate how each of the 4 combinations changes the dragon? Pressing the Enter button on the remote control changes an allele from one form question for you to try. Which combination resulted in no horns? A, small h, B, small h, capital H, C, capital H, small h, or D, capital H, capital H. That's right. The only combination that resulted in a dragon with no horns was small h, small h. Phenotype is the term used to describe how a trait shows up. The horn gene has two phenotypes, horn and no horn. An organism's phenotype depends on both alleles, one from each parent. For many genes, like the dragon horns, one allele is dominant. For the horns, the dominant allele is the uppercase H. The dragon has horns if at least one copy of the dominant allele is present. The other allele is recessive and is represented by the lowercase h. The recessive allele is what causes the dragon to have no horns. But a recessive allele is only expressed if there are no dominant alleles.